if you don't know me already, my name is Zoe. This practice will be a vinyasa practice specifically made for climbers to build leg strength and balance that will be useful when we get back to the gyms and the walls and start climbing again. So even if you're not a climber, you can still participate in this practice. And even if you've never done yoga before, this practice will be friendly for beginners as well. I just encourage you to listen to your own body and decide what you need based on what your body is telling you. And at the same time, also try to challenge yourself if you can. Great, yeah, so let's get started. If you can just step to the front of your mat. I'll just stand at the front for demonstration purposes, but you can stand at the front of your mat. We want to stand with our big toes touching and our heels slightly apart, just about an inch apart. And just ground down through your feet, pressing through all four corners of your feet, your pinky toes, your big toes, the balls of your feet, your heels, pressing into the earth. You can spread your toes apart and press them back down into the earth to help ground yourself. This foundation will carry you through the rest of this practice. Now bringing that energy from your feet, grounding to the earth, up through your legs, engaging your thighs, activating your core, and tucking your bum. We don't want to see any cheerleader butts like this. Tucking your pelvis in, nothing like this. Engaging through your core, roll your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, roll them back and down away from your ears. We don't want to wear our shoulders as earrings. Up, down, and back. Sending that energy from your shoulders rolling back down through the tips of your fingers. Activate every part of your body. Even though we're standing here in mountain pose, just standing still, this is still an active pose, and we want all of our body to be engaged right now. Deep breath in and exhale deeply. Inhale, raising your arms overhead, gazing towards the sky, bending just gently in your back, but don't let your stomach release like crazy. Just a gentle back bend, keeping your core engaged and gazing up towards the sky. Keep dropping your shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, we'll swan dive forward, bending the knees if necessary, and letting the hands fall wherever they fall. If this is where you come to on your calves, that's okay. On your thighs, on your calves, or fingertips on the ground, or palms to the ground. Wherever you are is okay. And let your head release. Just sway gently side to side, letting everything release. And on the inhale, we're gonna lift halfway, just straightening our spine and sending our gaze slightly forward. I'll turn the other way so you can see. Just gaze slightly forward, back lifting. So you might lift up to here, you might be up here. Just lengthening through your spine, okay? Breathe here. And on the next exhale, we'll bend our knees, plant our hands on the ground, and step or jump back into a plank position. So we'll just step back into a high plank, holding here for a moment, keeping your shoulders in line with your bum. So nothing like this, and nothing like this, okay? As we exhale, we're gonna keep our elbows close to our side body as we lower through a push-up position. And inhale, upward facing dog, knees off the ground and tucking your toes under so that you're resting on the balls of your feet. And we'll exhale into downward facing dog. Now, in our first downward facing dog, we want to send our hips back towards the back of the room and keep a nice bend in the legs. There's no need to try to straighten your legs as much as possible. We want to try to create an upside down V shape, but the more important part is that this part of your body is in a straight line from your hands up to your bum. No need to send the heels towards the ground, just as much as possible, but don't push it. It's more important to keep a straight spine. Hold here for a few breaths. And as we inhale, we'll step the left leg between the hands into a lunge position. So our knee right over our ankle, nothing like this and nothing like this, okay? Keeping the spine level again. And our back foot will turn out at a 45-degree angle so that we can rise up into warrior one. Keeping our front leg at a 90-degree angle. Deep breath here. And as we exhale, we'll fold slightly forward. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more times. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale, plant your hands beside your feet. Step back into a high plank. Exhale through our vinyasa flow, so chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, sending your elbows, your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now as we inhale, we'll step the right leg between the hands. I'll just turn around so you can see. Right leg between the hands into a high lunge, pointing our right foot, our back left foot to a 45-degree angle and rising up into warrior one. Hold here, keeping your core engaged, and don't let your stomach fall out like this or like this. Keeping a 90-degree angle in your front knee and your knee over your ankle. And exhale, bend forward, 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, 45. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Planting your hands by the side of your feet. Stepping back into a high plank and lowering through your vinyasa flow. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your feet between your hands into our halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, letting our body drop completely, head hang, resting your hands wherever they fall. Inhale, sweeping up through chair pose. So we're not standing straight up, keeping a bend in our knees and shooting our arms towards the sky. Keeping a long spine through the crown of the head. Hold here for 5 more breaths. Smile. And exhale, mountain pose. Toes together, heels slightly apart. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Dropping your shoulders away from your ears. Inhale, chair pose. Sorry, that was an exhale. Exhale into chair pose, keeping the legs bent, arms overhead parallel to the ears. And hold for 5 more breaths. Squeezing your thighs and knees together to help support your body. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold, letting your hands fall wherever they are, folding from the hips, not the waist, and keeping length through your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to high plank and lower through your vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keeping a bend in the knees and length through the tips of the fingers to the back of the tailbone. Inhale, step your left leg through, raising up into warrior one, keeping your pelvis square to the front of the room. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise up. And we'll open to warrior two. Now the pelvis facing alongside the side of your mat, bending deeply into the front knee, foot parallel to the back of the mat, and arms open wide, gaze ahead. Inhale deeply. And as we exhale, folding our back arm behind our body and our upper arm folds over our head to lengthen through the front body. Gaze towards the top fingertips. And exhale, open to warrior one. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior one. Breathing through the nose, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to warrior one. Sorry, warrior two. Now we're going to place the elbow on the front knee and windmill the arm alongside the ear. So we have a straight line from our back foot towards our top hand. Stretching through the side body, working that front leg. Hold for 3 more breaths. Sinking deeper into that front leg. Gaze in front of you. And exhale, we'll bring both arms linked behind our body and fold forward into humble warrior. Pelvis is facing the front now, as in warrior one. Let your head fall. Three more breaths. And on the next exhale, place both hands to frame the front foot, step back to a high plank, and we'll move through our vinyasa. Exhale, inhale, exhale. Inhale, stepping to the front of the mat in your halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold Uttanasana. Inhale, arms sweeping ahead, come back to chair pose. 5 breaths here. Squeezing the legs together to help create stability for yourself. 2 more breaths. And exhale, coming back to Tadasana. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, lowering to chair pose again. Exhale, folding forward Uttanasana, bending from the hips, not the waist. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale through Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we'll do the other side. So I'll turn around so you can see. So we want to step our right leg between our hands and raise up to warrior one. Gaze forward, pelvis towards the front of the room. Inhale, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, 45. Inhale, opening to warrior two. Turning the pelvis towards the side of the room. Looking to the front hand. Holding for 3 breaths. Breathing deeply through the nose. And exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, warrior two. And inhale, elbow to the knee. Arm windmills up over beside the ear. Holding for 5 breaths, lengthening from the top hand to the back foot. Two more breaths. Deep breaths through the nose. And on our next breath, we'll grab our hands behind our back and move to humble warrior. Pelvis twisting slightly to face towards the front of the room. And 5 breaths here. Bowing over our front knee to the left side. 2 more breaths. And place the hands to frame the foot. Step back into a high plank and lower through our vinyasa. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, gaze to the sky. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stepping between the front of our hands to Uttanasana, our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, coming to chair pose, 5 breaths. Two more breaths, squeezing the knees together, lengthening through the spine, sending the energy from the top hands. One more breath, deep in through the nose, deep exhale and coming to standing mountain pose. Deep breaths here. This will be our last sequence through. We'll add some balancing pose into this sequence before our resting sequence, okay? So when you're ready, inhale, lowering through chair pose. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale through vinyasa, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, stepping the left leg between the hands, raising into warrior one. Bringing the palms to the chest, finding stability here and putting more weight into the front foot. Rising onto the back toes. Hop the back foot slightly forward. And slowly we're raising into warrior three. Flexing the back foot, bending the front knee if necessary, and holding here for 5 breaths. Two more breaths. Inhale without letting your right leg touch the ground if possible, raising into deer pose. I'll turn so you can see me. So our front leg bent at a 90-degree angle, holding here our arms in a cactus pose. It's okay if you're a bit wobbly. And now we're going to come into tree pose, so we need to adduct the hip. And you can let your foot fall either on your shin, or you can bring it up to your thigh. Just don't rest it on your knee, please. Palms to your heart. And finding a stable point to gaze at to bring you stability. Pressing the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. Three more breaths here. Grounding down through the bottom foot. One more deep breath through the nose, bringing your hands to the hips and releasing the front leg, point it forward in front of you and hold it here, engaging the core and the thigh to keep your leg elevated off the ground. Three more breaths. And as we exhale, we'll swing the leg back behind us to land into Warrior One. Arms overhead. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inhale up. And exhale, framing the foot, stepping back to a high plank. If you need to drop your knees here, feel free as you lower through chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now we'll do the other side. So stepping between your hands with your right foot. Lifting up into Warrior One as we inhale. Exhale 45. Inhale up. Exhale 45. Inhale up. Bringing your palms to your chest and bringing the weight into the front foot more. As we hop the back leg forward and start to move into Warrior Three. Bending the front leg as much as necessary. If you come out, feel free to just step back into Warrior One and try again. As we inhale, bringing the leg to the front into a 90-degree angle in front of us, coming into deer pose. Holding for 5 breaths. Deep breaths through the nose. Lengthening through the spine, shooting your energy up through your hands. Two more breaths. And exhaling, palms to your heart and abducting your hips. Place your foot on your shin or assist it to your thigh. Just avoid your knee. Holding tree pose for 5 breaths. Finding the balance here. Finding a stable point to gaze at. Bringing the hands to the hips, we'll bring the leg out in front of us, point the toes, and hold here, engaging the core and the thigh. Three more breaths. And And exhale, stepping back to warrior one. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, 45. Inhale, up. Exhale, 45. Inhale, up. And exhale, frame the front foot. We'll go through our vinyasa, our final vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Step between the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Hold for 5 breaths. Two more. Squeezing the legs together, grounding down through the feet. Exhale to mountain pose. Toes together, feet slightly apart. 3 deep breaths here. And when you're ready, come down to a seated position. And we're gonna come to a cross-legged position. Take a deep breath through the nose. And exhale deeply through the nose, as deep as you can. And we'll come into butterfly. So bringing the palms of your feet together, you can have them as far away from your body as you need, with the intention being to bring them closer into the body and spreading your knees farther towards the floor, sending the energy of your knees down towards the ground, opening the palms of your feet like a book, lengthening through the spine. Inhale, stretching even straighter through the spine from the bottom of your pelvis up through the crown of your head. Imagine there's a string pulling up from the crown of your head, keeping you straight. And as we exhale, we'll lean over the front of our feet, creating a stretch through our groin, keeping the spine straight as much as possible, and trying to send energy back through our pelvis as well, rooting our sit bones into the ground too. Hold here for 5 more breaths. You can use the pressure of your elbows to spread your knees slightly farther apart, but don't push too hard. Three more breaths here. Deep breaths through the nose. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling completely. Inhale deeply, lengthening the spine. Exhale completely, bending slightly deeper. Inhale, rising back up, straightening through the spine. And we'll come back to a cross-legged position. Now we're going to come into a V-sit. You only need to have your legs at a 90-degree angle from each other. No need to spread them open as far as possible. That will not enhance this stretch for you. If a 90-degree angle is too much, you can even have them closer together. Whatever feels comfortable for you. 90-degree max. Bending our right leg in towards our groin, resting the palm of our foot on our inner thigh. We're going to inhale and twist over our right side, looking over our back shoulder, our left hand on our right knee. Now we're going to inhale our left arm beside our ear, and as we exhale, we're going to fold over our right side, our left side. So if this is as far as you come, that's perfect. Just stretch as much as you can, keeping the length through the spine and the integrity of the pose. If you feel you can go deeper, you can bring your left hand to rest on your knee or your shin, or grab your foot. And if you feel you can go deeper, you can bring your upper arm over to your foot as well. Now we want to always keep our chest shining forward towards the sky as much as possible. So we're not bending forward like this over our knee. We're keeping our chest open to the sky. And we'll hold here for 4 more breaths. As you inhale, lengthening through the spine, and exhale, stretching slightly deeper. This should be a twist for your thoracic spine. Two more breaths. And rising back up to seated slowly. Bringing our right leg back out to the side and our left leg, palm of the foot to the inner thigh. Inhaling, twist towards the back of the room, right arm to left knee, looking over the back shoulder. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, twisting slightly deeper, looking slightly further over the shoulder. Inhale, raising the right arm beside the ear. And exhale, folding over, resting your right arm wherever it lands, and bringing your left arm to follow. Shining your chest through the window of your arms. Two more breaths. And inhale, raising back up slowly. Now we're going to come to Paschimottanasana. For this posture, it can be helpful to put a pillow under your butt, or if you have a block, that can work as well. Actually, I would say a pillow is even better. So just rest your bum on top of your block, legs out straight. This is just a basic forward fold. So you can bend your knees if that will help you. If you have trouble reaching your feet, I would rather see you bending your knees than see you arching your back trying to stretch like this. We're not bending from the waist or the spine, we're bending from the hips, keeping length through the spine all the time. Okay, so as we inhale, arms overhead, and exhale, folding forward from the hips. And exhale, letting our arms fall wherever they are. We're not going to round our spine to help ourselves stretch, keeping length through the spine and stretching forward, gaze toward your toes, letting your hands fall wherever they are. 2 feeling the stretch in the back behind your knees. Hold here for a few more breaths. Inhaling, lengthening through the spine, and exhaling, stretching just a little bit deeper if you can. If you start to feel any tingling in your legs, don't worry, it's okay. Just keep breathing through it. One more breath, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Inhale, taking the cushion away from behind you, and we're going to come to a laying down pose and hug our knees into our chest, lifting your head off the ground and hug them as tight as you can, holding tension through your whole body, squeezing everywhere that you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And exhale, release to Shavasana. Letting your whole body relax. Releasing all of the tension that's been generated through your body. Letting every part of your body sink into the earth. Feeling where your skin touches your mat or the floor. Feeling your arms fall out beside you. Feeling as if your whole body is melting away into the earth. Scanning your body for any areas that you might feel tension and breathing into them to release them. Now is not the time to hold any tension in your body or in your mind. If you notice your thoughts drifting away, just gently bring them back to this body, this room, and this breath. Not trying to control the breath, just observing it. Is it shallow or deep? Are you breathing from your stomach or your chest? Not trying to change your breath or judge it, just observing. Observing any areas of tension, aches, pains, or soreness in the body. Looking for any areas that feel especially relaxed. If you still have your eyes open, please close them now. Or soften the gaze as much as possible so you won't be distracted by what's around you. This is a time for release. start to come back to your body. Wiggle your fingers and toes, coming back to your breath, noticing your breath, bringing your awareness into your breath and your body. When you feel ready, roll over onto your right side, using your arms as a pillow, and take a moment to rest here for a few more breaths. When you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, you can mindfully push yourself up into a comfortable seated position and take one deep breath here. Inhaling deeply, inhaling all the way to fill up your stomach, holding your breath at the top. And exhaling completely, allowing all of the air to release from your lungs till there's nothing left. Slowly opening your eyes when you're ready and coming back into this space. Thank you for joining me for this practice. I hope this will enhance your climbing training, your home training, and help you find strength and balance for your climbing practice. Have a good day. Namaste.